A new year means new goals. At least it did for 27-year-old Jasmine Carpio.
They did everything right, you know.
Jasmine's mom, Crystal, says her daughter was saving for her wedding.
They were going to get married and start having kids next year.
Jasmine was headed to work at the North Colorado Medical Center on Sunday, November 9th, around 5:45 in the morning.
She was going through the light right next to her job, and he hit her at about 100 miles an hour.
Greeley police say 19-year-old Eduardo Paracoral crashed into Jasmine's Subaru at the intersection of 23rd Avenue and 10th Street.
And he said he was trying to beat the red light.
Jasmine died days later.
You know, I think I'm still in shock. It's my only child, so she worked at the hospital that she passed away at.
Greeley police say the suspect was arrested on suspicion of vehicular homicide. The Department of Homeland Security says he was from Mexico and in the U.S. without proper documentation. Days after the crash, a spokesperson for Homeland Security says ICE took him into custody, and weeks later he was deported.
We're just kind of being told when they want to tell us. It doesn't help that, you know, he doesn't even have to stand for his own mistakes.
This mom wants others to remember her daughter, especially headed into a new year.
It's a waste of an amazing human to such a senseless thing.
Yeah, Crystal says, please, please do not drink and drive. She says her daughter just really loved her book club and was a light. In Greeley, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
After the crash, Greeley police say Paracoral was also charged with driving without a license, consumption of alcohol by a minor, and vehicular assault. But he was deported before he could stand trial on any of those charges.
Taking a live look outside right now, certainly breezy day around the Denver metro area, but the foothills are in store for some serious wind. 9 News Weather Impact Team is tracking high wind warning moving into both the foothills and the Front Range tonight. What kind of wind are we talking about, Kathy?
Denver will be just on the fringe of it. If you go west of I-25, gusts to 60 and 70 miles per hour are possible. If you go further west and go over elevated terrain, gusts to 80 and 90 miles per hour are possible with a high wind warning out. It's pretty quiet out there right now. It's nice. The sun has just set. Temperatures today in the 50s. Travel I-25 and I-70, no major issues. But with the arrival of the short wave that'll bring a little mountain snow, you will also have the combination of blowing snow to greet you tomorrow in the mountains. Still 50 in the city, 23 in Gunnison, 46 in Fort Collins. The wind is picking up around DIA and Watkins, but Loveland Pass starting to see the winds increase there over southeastern Wyoming as well. The area in purple is the high wind warning for gusts to 80 and 90 miles per hour. Not sustained. These are just gusts that you're going to see sporadically. High wind watch covers areas west of Denver through Fort Collins and out just to the west of the Sterling area. So high clouds will be coming in. We have a breezy and kind of a mild overnight period, but those of you traveling the foothill canyons tomorrow or into the mountains will be dealing with wind and then wind and snow. Denver is not going to see beneficial moisture from this system, and the worst of the wind looks to really kind of peak over the course of the next 24 hours. So here we are in the upper 40s now, dropping into the 30s by 10 o'clock. Weather headlines, detailed look at the mountain snow and foothill wind forecast and when Denver might see snow next time, because right now, pretty dry here in the city.
Colorado State Patrol says a Denver police officer was arrested last week for driving more than 100 miles per hour on highways in Jefferson County while off duty. CSP says this happened back on October 24th when a trooper clocked Officer Christopher Thomas going 102 miles per hour on Highway 58. That's just west of I-70. The trooper caught up to Thomas on I-70 near Kipling and attempted to pull him over. CSP says instead Thomas sped up and the trooper started to chase him. That chase didn't last long before the trooper called it off because of traffic. CSP traced the truck back to Thomas and learned another Denver officer was inside the truck during the pursuit. According to an arrest affidavit, texts from her phone indicate Thomas may have been drinking before he ran from the trooper. To be clear, Thomas isn't currently charged with DUI. He was arrested on Friday on felony eluding and reckless endangerment charges. He's now suspended without pay as the case moves through the court system.
We are learning new details tonight about the death of 20-year-old Kaylee Russell. Russell was found in a partially submerged car in Timnath Canal last week. Larimer County coroner now says Russell died from a combination of blunt force injuries and cold exposure. They have ruled her death an accident. Investigators believe she crashed into that canal on November 30th, 4 days before crews found her body. Russell was last seen at Loveland Park and Ride after her dad fixed a flat tire for her. She was driving to a friend's house, but never made it.
A man accused of killing a dog breeder in Idaho Springs and stealing his puppies pleaded guilty in court today. Investigators say Sergio Ferrer admitted to second-degree murder and robbery with a deadly weapon in the death of Paul Peavy. Peavy was reported missing last August, and a community search team later found his body in a shallow grave on his property. He'd been shot multiple times, and his 10 Doberman puppies are missing. Detectives say Ferrer claimed it was self-defense, but later admitted to shooting Peavy, hiding the body, and looting his trailer. Investigators also found social media posts showing attempts to sell the stolen puppies. Ferrer is set to be sentenced next month.
A federal judge has dismissed a bid from Tina Peters' attorney to free her from prison. Peters is 1 year into a 9-year sentence for tampering with voting systems in an attempt to prove President Trump's debunked claims of election rigging. Today, a judge ruled that federal court does not have jurisdiction over her case while it's being appealed at the state level. Ahead on Next with Kyle Clark, Kyle will explore her legal team's request for the president now to pardon her and how that would put her in the center of a legal battle going all the way to the Supreme Court.
A disability rights group is suing RTD over its planned cuts to the Access on Demand program. Access on Demand allows people to hail rides from cab companies and rideshare platforms like Uber. Starting January 1st, RTD will cover $20 of the cost of that ride. That's down from the $25 they currently cover. They will also introduce a new base fee of $4.50 per ride. The lawsuit aims to stop those pricing changes. It was filed in federal court by Atlantis Adapt and 2 disability rights activists. They argued the plan would raise cost and cut service for riders with disabilities, which amounts to discrimination and violates both the Americans with Disabilities Act and Colorado law.
We're outraged by the fact that RTD is treating the rights of people with disabilities to have access to just live their lives, to be able to go to doctor's appointments, to be able to go to work, to be able to just engage in normal day-to-day activities as some kind of a line item that can just be cut at the same time as rights are being expanded for people without disabilities.
According to the lawsuit, Access on Demand had about 3,400 users in August. RTD has not responded to the filing.